Most of you are probably at least mildly familiar with variant ponies made in different countries, but they are all different to each other, as we well know. This is really a brief overview because there are so many countries now and so many ponies that we couldn't even hope to cover them all. Not a chance. So, the term Nirvana ponies is a slang term really rather than anything else. So it just comes from the name of the forum that we used to discuss it. Really the variations on the original ponies. Most Nirvana ponies or variant ponies are ponies made in countries other than Hong Kong or China, but there are some exceptions to this. That's where it gets a bit murky. Standard issue European ponies aren't normally considered, even if they are different to the US issue. And there's a lot of different combinations you get, as you can see, from two very different ponies that aren't quite like anything else with the glow-in-the-dark hair or the winged baby gloss. That's quite random ponies that they make. She's another one that's a little bit different. Spotting the variants, a lot of you are probably aware of it already. Hoof markings where possible, not always. Colour, pose, symbols. Hair texture and length is one that you can use quite often to see whether they're normal. Tail fixings, although Sarah Ann is much better on that than me, so I can't answer any questions on the tail fixings. And the plastic quality. The ones that were made in certain countries have a very different plastic quality to the one to Hong Kong and China, or even just other countries such as France or Italy, where generally the quality of the plastic is better than somewhere like Argentina or Peru. Brief overview of the countries. Argentina, lots of ponies. Some of them are made in Argentina. Most of but you're on the end. But others, particularly the adults, have blank hooves, so it doesn't say where they're from. And a lot of them are in bold colours that are very different. There are a lot of unfinished ponies that are circulating through Argentina where they're like just blank ponies. The white trotting ponies are the main ones that you get with that, where they just haven't finished them, they've got no hair, no eyes, no symbols. Sometimes they come with a hat and a saddle. Not really sure how they came into it, but you've got to be careful when buying from Argentina because a lot of the sellers in Argentina don't declare when they've made alterations. A lot of them will repair the hair, as they refer to it as. So you get a lot that do have different colour hair than they do normally, and it's not always noted that it's been done. And sometimes they stencil new symbols from other ponies onto more common versions. So some people collect them, which is fine, but you just got to know what you're looking at before spending huge amounts of money. Brazil, the plastic is... You can still come in.
That's the best thing.
You've just missed Argentina. Who are playing Leicester, so... Not in... playing in Leicester.
Oh, so that's why my hotel breakfast bar was surrounded with rugby fans.
Yeah, World Cup's on. Leicester's a big rugby city. Because they're actually good at that.
Please be careful with his hair because it's falling apart.
Okay, be careful with this one. I'll start this way this time. I'll tell you what, I'll start with one there and one this way. We have two.
Come in, sit down.
I'm coming.
Not that way. You're going to walk in front of the camera.
Brazil feel a lot different than other ponies. The body plastic is really shiny, much more so than most of the other ponies. It feels a bit greasy. It's sort of shiny, but it's kind of nice. They do make them in a lot of different poses than the normal ones. Like the two examples going around are great examples of that. The hair is quite different. It's prone to dryness. Some of them do have beautiful hair. Neither of those two are particularly bad, but it does tend to get a bit poofy and dry. And they've got no unicorns. You can come in if you want. Yeah, there's no unicorns in Brazil. Someone had mentioned at one point that maybe it was because they were considered unlucky, but I think that was debunked by actual Brazilians. They just didn't make them. Colombia. Yeah, there's a few of them around as well.
I expect the green one will probably bounce. The yellow one with the green hair will probably bounce.
So probably some of these.
I'm not going to throw the ponies.
No, seriously, you drop them and they bounce. They're really rubbery.
You're going to just have a table.
Yeah.
Would you like a pony? She'll bounce.
Very bouncy.
The Colombian ponies are of less good quality. They're some of the more recent additions to the areas. The hooves on these ones, some of them are blank, some of them are marked Colombia, and some of them are marked Italy. Because they used the mould from Italy and it didn't always cover up the thing properly. And you get frequent ponies with same symbols of pose but in different colour schemes. So there's 2 star babies going around and then 2 baby Applejacks going around, and they're the same pony.
They're all continuing this way, I think.
Yeah, they'll all end up on the
That's
same
fine, not a problem with that.
Some of the ponies do have multi-tonal hair, sort of blended within each other. I don't think we've got any examples of that here. I've only got one like that and I didn't bring them. And they did do play sets, but they're pretty much the same as the normal ones, just made in Colombia. Oh, they made male ponies as well, but again, they're all the same ponies, just in different colour schemes. Have we found any ponyware? I'm not sure. There are some ponyware experts out there that will know better. I'm not 100% sure either way on that, but I certainly wouldn't rule it out. France. I think we've only got one French pony. Which side should I start? We pass it around. The French ponies have really got quite good quality plastic and hair, feel much better quality, but you do find, as is on that one, you get a lot of scratch marks. I think is from the moles, but they are really common on there. Not anything you can do about that unless you want to sand down your ponies, which probably isn't a good idea. They do also have really odd hairlines sometimes. Some of them can be right down by their nose, and some of them can be right back behind their ears and look like they're balding. It's not a good look. But they also have a circular hoof mark rather than a horizontal. Don't know where she's got to. Oh, she's over there, yeah. Most of the hoof marks are horizontal, but France is not quite unique, but certainly in a very small number of hoof marks that are circular. Greece. So there's one. What one is it? Do you want to take Greek ponies are really popular, partly because they smell really nice, and they're nice and squishy.
No.
They
There's
do.
something wrong with that.
They don't have any countries on their hooves, but some of them do have some Greek symbols on the hooves, and some of the colours do bleed. So things like bow tie or peachy have usually really bad symbols, because it all just things like. And they're all nice and squishy and smell nice. A lot of them were found on card about, I don't know, many years ago. So there were quite a lot of certain types of them released into the community at that time. So some of them are more common than others. Some of them are still really rare, particularly some of the babies.
Oh boy.
I'm so glad that's not my pony.
Fiona's doing it, it's fine.
Oh boy.
There we go.
I need to get out. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah.
Did you want to move any of the other ponies around? Are we okay with where they are at the moment?
Oh,
I haven't got any examples of Indian ponies to show around.
Oh,
You're much more of an expert on Indian ponies than I am. They only made the original 6 ponies, and they're marked Fun School, which was the company that produced them, and made in India. There's also Ponyware, and we don't have any examples of their cars that we know of, but we suspect they are. Fairly strongly, I think, in your
Yeah,
case.
well,
it's
yeah,
very
because
good.
I have one with a plastic around its head and the comb with plastic on it. It was on a card. I think it was taken off, but it was sent to me.
They could at least have sent you the card.
So yeah, still angry.
Don't really have much more to say about them, because the colours are a little bit brighter in most cases than the normal ones. But they can go unseen quite often because they're quite similar but not exactly the same. So potentially you can get them hidden in lots of things without realising. Italy. Lots of Italy ponies. Not that one. Come back round this way.
Their eyes, they're all blue, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're having a couple that they are shades of blue, and they're having a couple that weren't quite blue. But yeah, pretty much blue eyes. Which I didn't mention in my bullet points. I ran out of space on that one. In the equivalent to the US versions, they've got non-glittery symbols. They didn't use glitter in Italy. And there are 2 types of eyes, the painted eyes and the airbrushed eyes. The airbrushed eyes are much harder to find than the printed eyes, but they're also a lot better quality. The printed eyes are frequently a bit rubbishly printed. There is a lot of ponies in Italy. Some of them are really similar, some of them are really like confetti going around, and some of them are really different, like the blue posy that's going around.
Oh my god. It's the blue posy.
Blue posy is really nice.
Lickety split.
Oh, is it lickety split? Oh, there is a blue posy as well, sorry. Sorry. From here they look the same. Yeah. There is a blue posy as well in the same colour scheme. And they're both nice. They were sold in a lot of European countries, so from a UK perspective, sometimes they're easier to get than the ones that were sold in the US. Just the way it goes. So half my collection of ones that weren't sold in the UK are Italian rather than the US. And they have no fall off, which if you're looking at a picture of a pony, if they sort of comes down like that, it's often an Italian or European fall off, how their hair sits. Japan. Does not look like a pony. Apparently it's a takara. Taff assures me that's how it's said in Japanese, so takara. They're not like anything else. They're not like anything else. They don't really look like horses.
They're weird.
They are weird. But they are they are pretty rare and really expensive. And you get fakey versions of them as well, which is still fairly expensive even for fakies.
Sorry, just having a nose against
Yeah.
everyone.
Oh, yes.
They are strange. They also make play sets and clothing, again, bear no resemblance, apart from the My Little Pony name, they don't really bear any resemblance to My Little Pony. But they are licensed, use it properly, it's just strange. I guess they thought that would sell better. They do look quite Japanese, so I guess they thought it would sell better in Japan. Yeah. Macau is. I meant to make an amendment to this. But I didn't. I have a few of these from as a child.
No, it's just been had to before. But yeah, look, it's like
Sorry, the time's on there because they were on my school last year and didn't sell. And I didn't get around to picking them up. Macau produces a very limited range of ponies. There's, I think, it's something like 9 or 10 if you take into account variations between them. The hairs feel a bit thicker in the normal versions. And the hooves are marked Macau, but some of them you find that Hong Kong has been really poorly removed, so you can tell they used moulds from Hong Kong. That particular one that's pictured there, you can still see Hong Kong written on her feet. I just didn't include that bit in there. The main ones were sold on cards, but Peachy and Lemon Drop came with their equivalent play sets. And we only know their Macau version names based on the cards from the Brewing Parlour. But I didn't have a list of them. Yeah, only in the collectibles, and we got the brand from Peachy or whoever they wanted to be, whose name is Jenny. They sort of feel a bit shinier as well. We're looking at Mexico. I don't have one. Which way do we want to pass that round? Shall I start that way? Start that one, sorry. That's the only way to pony I had to bring.
Is it true that they transitioned production from Oregon to LadyG all the other way around because the factory burned down and they went bust?
I think the story about the factory burning down to Greece. But I couldn't say the same wasn't true with this as well. I'm not sure. The Levy, I could never quite read it on the hoof, was the first one. They don't have as many, or it seems to have come later a lot more. The Oregon ones I'm just blanking. Which?
The Prince ponies?
Not my photo, but yeah.
Well, but I mean, is there a fourth or is it only
No, it's
three?
just 3.
Okay.
Why 3? I don't know. It seems a really strange number.
does. I assumed that there was a fourth.
No, not that we know of. Of those ones there have been. Well, at least I think emerald, yeah.
It's one of the two, those two.
Yeah, not the yellow one. Oh, maybe I do. I don't know. These ones are the Prince ponies. They decided to make them princes in Mexico. A lot of them have got poorer quality materials. You can feel on hair. Hair feels quite brittle. It probably won't break, but it doesn't feel good.
Just in case.
They often have muted colours, but they did make new ones with. And we don't have any other variants of newborn twins that I can think of. But if you're buying them from Mexico, they're usually in really good condition, but they clean up quite well. Has it got to that time?
Oh no, I have a little Mexican pony that's all sketchy, and she has like drawn on eyeliner, and I carry her with me, so I think I have a ring thing. That's why I was picking her up. Yeah, I do.
Yeah, cool.
And also pony. It's got her eyeliner.
And one of the examples of the
So
newborn twin.
there, here's an example of one of the
Yeah. Again, because in Mexico, poorer quality materials, but they do clean up fairly well. Their hair responds really well to treatment. So even if it looks awful in Yorkshire pits, you can probably do quite a good job with them. And because of that, they're often really quite cheap. So it's a good place to start. If you're not doing Italy, which also are not too
Probably
cheap.
the best place to start.
Proof. Yeah, there's more interesting ones, isn't there? She doesn't smell too bad actually, but most of the Peruvians smell like crayons. Really bad. She's not too bad. Some smell a lot worse. I guess it's just the plastic, but they all smell like crayons. It's possible I spelled it wrong. Yeah. I can always edit that afterwards. I don't speak any Spanish, so it probably is, and I've made a typo on there. I was copying it off the hoof. I didn't copy those ones onto there, so I didn't notice. There's only 4 babies in the room, and none of them actually properly match their original versions. Cotton Candy's the closest, but as Taff calls her Blob Baby, she has interesting symbols.
Was that the one with the single big
Well, she got some actual clouds, which looked more like cotton candy than dots, but she did match the other ones. Some of the ponies exist in more than one version. The orange Tootsie we saw earlier on, there is also one in more normal colours. We've got some others that are in 2 colours. Moonstone comes in 2, but the white moonstone is really rare. Pretty sure why. There's not many of them. I think we found 2. Prices really do vary a lot. Some of them are not too bad. The babies are fairly reasonable when you're talking about variants. Some of the adults are quite similar, or even less than that, like an Applejack or Tootsie. Cotton candy is not too bad price-wise. But if you get to things like the white moonstone, or even just the normal moonstone and normal windy, because they're in different poses, they do get quite pricey, but they are really nice. Even if they do smell of crayons.
It's okay, I don't smell like crayons.
Yeah.
At least I don't smell something a bit, you know.
I can live without the smell of crayons.
Thinking more of the context of my cat's litter box, you know. You don't
Yeah, it's good they don't smell like that. While that one's still going around, South Africa, they're still showing up at Made in Hong Kong. I was hoping we would have one here.
Bear with me because Marco's got one.
Oh, of course Marco's got one.
I'm going to say that.
Yeah.
I won't run off with it, I swear.
I was hoping Sarah Ann would be here and would be able to bring hers, but she couldn't. That's her one though. There.
It's so strange.
They are strange. We've only found adults. I think we're working on the assumption there are only adults.
We don't really have any different characters here.
I think we're looking at about 12. I think we've got 6 earth ponies. We've got Blossom, Cotton Candy, Bowtie, Bubbles, Seashell, and Bowtie, did I say that?
Some like there's a
Oh yeah. There's some rainbow ones and some unicorns and Pony as well. So you've got Heartthrob, really different medley, Moon Dancer. Yeah, Applejack. Yeah, so I think we're on about 12. potentially. But they do have the heads and the bodies are taken from different original moulds. So that head I think is Firefly.
Yeah.
On a Moondancer body. Makes them look a little bit weird. But again, they're quite rare, and some of them are really quite different, so they are still really expensive. Yeah, some of them are. Sometimes they turn up in really good condition, sometimes they turn up in really poor condition. There seems to be nothing in the middle. A bit like French ponies are like that as well, actually. Colours are often quite different, so parts from a white body with really bright red hair, medleys, yellow body with blue hair. Some of them are similar, and they have long manes and tails the tails are rooted, like the manes, rather than plugged in a hole. Yeah, I'm hoping that we can borrow one to show, because they are really odd to look at. Do we know which one we're going to have? Sunlight Sarah Ann's. I think there's only the one Sunlight.
Around?
Around that we know of, yeah. There's some of the others.
Oh no, I had one in my hands this summer.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Lisa,
Yeah, Lisa, she's got yours.
Okay.
yeah, but she has that one now.
There are a few more popping out the woodwork now.
Yeah, I think there's a couple sunlights.
Okay. There's Moonstone, I think, and Starshine. Actually, there must be more than 12. Because I'm sure I've counted in my head to about 15 already. There's probably 18, and we just haven't got everybody yet. Because Moonstone and Starshine were found fairly recently. I might have pictures.
Have any carded ones?
No, not actually on the card of these ones. There have been some babies on the South African card, but they are Hong Kong and look to be the same. We do have a card from the adults that was in the hands of the collector from South Africa. So we know what the card looked like, but it's not attached anymore because it was the childhood card. Yeah. Oh yeah, that was one we missed.
So we haven't seen one actually on the package.
Not that I
Yeah, I
know.
remember seeing the babies.
The baby.
I think I just like thought in my head that we saw it on the package, but I actually can't think who it was, so maybe I'm just it's a lot more subtle. Good, then I'm not missing one in the package.
Yeah. I was holding off a bit to see if that will come up, but if he gets here, then I'm sure we'll all have a look. Maybe won't tell Marco where it's gone. The Spain Piggy Ponies. It's not a nice name, but it kind of stuck. They are kind of cute, but we did all think they were fakies for a long time. Yeah, you got some thinking they were fakies, didn't you?
My dad got this joke.
Yeah.
We found them some people there, we left them there because they were faking, and my dad brought them.
That was before we knew they were real, so the only reason I kept it was because it was a gift from my dad. Otherwise they would have gone out with all the other fakies. And then
I remember
later,
tic-tac-toe trading for one. For like trading two fairly common ponies for them just because we thought it was amusing fakie.
Wow. Years later, you're like,
And then-
$300.
Yeah. And then found a whole load of them mint on card and it's like, oh, they actually are real. How peculiar. Who else uses this mould?
Understand.
Yeah. Not sure why they saw fit to make a new mould, but there's two different companies that make them. There are slight differences between them in some cases. I think it's theorised that's why there are more than one version of some of the others. But we can't quite pin it down. And they do have ponywear where it's specifically moulded to their feet. And, yeah, straight, even roller skates moulded to their feet.
Are the eyes like the sneaky doll?
Yes, they are.
So
So
they
how
shut
are the shoes?
The shoes, they're little weird plastic things that just slot over them. Yeah.
How much are they usually? It seems like I've never
They
seen
don't come up very often loose. I've got some pictures if you want to see later, I think. But there aren't that many of them around. But yeah, if you lay them down, the eyes will close, sort of. You have the usual thing of, you know, if they've got eyes rough. There we go.
He's got taped up in a cupboard somewhere.
Probably, like, yeah,
It'll be 2 days till they find it.
probably, yeah.
He has to go upstairs and grab it.
Oh, I see.
It's worth the wait.
That's the start
Worth the
show.
wait.
Just mentioning. So we'll start that one over there.
Well, I showed him this one, and then he showed me that one.
We'll put South Africa up on the screen again for a minute.
That's why I
Yeah, that's the more tail than the other.
I love how hard they say crust humans.
And a sunlight and a bow tie.
No. Bow tie doesn't come up very often.
No, she's beautiful as lions when it's right.
Still regret not outfitting Sarah after that somehow. Because I spotted it as well.
But it was just, I remember this, it was just like a
It was right at the back, and I really regret not outfitting in there.
We just saw the rooty tail, we were like,
Friendships are important, but not more than South African.
yeah, it was long to about 3, and it's like that.
I don't even remember why I didn't.
That sunlight, I remember this picture, and like that was that, all you could see was the rooty tail.
I can always show, I've got a stash of pictures that aren't mine, that I can show people later on various things like pink pony wear. Spain did also do normal ponies. That's a twinkle eye. That part's fairly normal from a G1 point of view. You got two different views. I've not brought any of the no country ones with me, but I've got a Spain marked one, where they sort of practically fairly half it into. They probably didn't, but it looks like it. Not all of them are available in both no country and Spain. Spain ones are usually a bit harder to find, but not massively so. She's one of my latest purchases. They are often similar to the standard editions, but some of them can also be really different, like Agri-Limon, who's green with yellow hair, based on Lemon Drop, which is really nice, but not that common. Some no country ponies, so no country from Spain ponies were widely distributed. So if you've got a Sundance or the adult loving family ponies, they were widely across Europe. So while technically they are Nirvana, they're also really common. The baby Carmel's box does say the pony made in Spain. I had that box when I was a kid. I've still got it, and I've still got the pony that came with it, and she's marked Made in Hong Kong. So I don't know whether she actually is Hong Kong or whether she's Spain or whatever. She is different from the one that was sold in the US. She's much greener. But beyond that, I couldn't tell you whether or not she actually was, apart from the evidence from the box, which could be wrong. Because she doesn't have any other hallmarks of being Spanish. They also, I didn't note on there, but they also often have heavy eyeline. This is why I should write this slightly further ahead of time. Thailand. Now this is where we can pass the other one around. Which end should I start this one? I only bought him I only bought him yesterday, which is why he's not on the pictures. There's only the two known sets made in Thailand. We've got baby fancy pants, which technically are the normal versions.
Different fall-off, isn't it? Different colour fall-off.
They are different from the Thailand ones are the North American release. The China ones are the European release. The China ones tend to be the ones I think with the different forelocks. So you might look at it. This is one of the exceptions to Hong Kong and China, because the baby fancy pants, although they are made in Thailand, aren't really considered because it is the normal release. But the Mountain Boys are not the normal release, and we're still trying to work out really why.
I think I read a theory somewhere, and I have no idea if it's true or just a complete urban myth, that when Hasbro considered the transition from their Hong Kong factory to China factory, which I think occurred about sort of 86, 87, and you get sets from that year, both Hong Kong and China, that they might have experimented for a short while with production.
It certainly looks like they've done that with the Fancy Pants. With the Mountain Boys, because most of the Mountain Boys are Hong Kong. Yeah. It seemed a little odd to be making it in Hong Kong and then go to Thailand with a set that's already in production. So unless it is the last bits of it, we don't really know. There's not that many around. We still haven't seen, I think it's a lightning. There's a couple of tornadoes, a couple of thunderclouds. I think only one ice crystal and one sunburst, and maybe one or two fireballs.
I think they went to, are people finding them in different countries than they find Mountain Boys? Like,
No, they all still seem to be in the UK. I don't think they've found any outside the UK. Which is why it's making it really hard to pin down. Oh look, you got an extra ponies that you didn't know about.
yeah, same market. That
Yeah.
makes sense.
So it could be that they use the factory at the end for a few more, but it's guesswork because Hasbro really aren't helpful. I think we have. They've been asked a few times and they don't know
They know
anything.
less than we do.
Taff did manage to get a list of ponies sold in the UK from them, but I think, Taff, didn't you find the list from Hasbro of even missing ponies that you know are sold here?
Yeah, things like open proposed names not known, which is helpful. I think they didn't always entirely know. It doesn't always match up with what we know was.
Yeah.
Things just weren't as organised back in the 80s.
No.
Well, those records I have only started in 1985. I haven't got anything really identified. We know there are ponies yet, so we do a lot more work on finding other stuff.
But
Prove what was and wasn't.
I guess they didn't keep their records very long either.
Well, this is 95 or something, so
Yeah.
I don't know what they did.
Well, I suppose that's a 10-year period, so maybe they keep their records for 10 years.
As a kind of importing, exporting company until 85 when it's not doing their own thing, as opposed to just bringing things in as
If you did want to compare him to another one, there are I'm looking at the moment. Yeah, so that's not one. It's really. I looked at him and thought, I really need to upgrade him. Because I can't tell whether the colour difference is just because that one's really dingy. Because that one's much nicer purple. But the streaks in a different place.
Somebody's just going to get a big vat and pour a load of colour into it, so that could be next week.
Venezuela is one of the more recent additions. Again, no country manufacturer. They're really making this easy for us when we're trying to identify them all. But we have got a lot of these mint in box. There are some that we think are Venezuelan, but we haven't got 100% proof. But there are a lot of the same ponies in different colour schemes. It does seem to be a recurring theme, and it's probably cheaper to just buy the rights to one pony and reproduce it in different colours. And the factory appeared to have been slightly naughty because the same company that did produce the official ponies then produced them weird.
It's
Squeaky
got
wax.
no hair.
They have no hair and they have a squeaker in their behinds. They're made by the same people, but they are not officially. They're the same characters, made by the same company, but they're not officially licensed. So they've probably been a bit naughty.
They just put up before this week.
Yeah. Oh, it's a very descriptive term. Yeah, they use the same ones that you get as the ponies in different colours. Just
Is Venezuela the country where they were talking about that people can rehair them
Columbia.
Oh, yeah, where you
Yeah.
have it still, it was repaired, but it was original hair.
There's,
People would take it to the
oh, the factory, that was Brazil.
Oh.
Brazil did that. Possibly Argentina did it as well. But Brazil definitely did. It had a dog sort of thing.
I feel like it was recently though, when they're talking about what they still do it. Wasn't the lady, I don't know,
there was somebody that were at one of the fairs that was Colombian, yeah. They were Colombian and they did have schemes of hair that was used, was original type hair. I'm not entirely sure what happened with that afterwards. Because I think they did officery hair things, but then you get to not being quite original. We are near the end, and then you can just all look at the ponies. But yeah, the squeaky butt ponies are hilarious. But as you can see from the bit on the top, they're not licensed, even if it's the same company.
And they're very exciting because there's been a long time since something like you would show up. But all of a sudden,
While we're all playing with the squeaky butt pony, I'll move on to the UK. The UK's weird enough put together. How that one? Because they really thought that made really sensible decision. That's why I brought this one.
All I can imagine is someone's like, we've got all these bits left, let's make a pony.
No, the way you
See that video of the guy that's supposed to split ducks? Squeezy ducks.
Yeah.
There's something like at the end of a shift of making things, it's like, alright, all these stuff.
It's got this definition. Just shoehorn that in.
What we think happened is Hasbro UK thought, let's buy up all the random bits of ponies that are in the factory and didn't get used and just put them together in boxes.
Sounds fair.
Some of the ones in boxes make no sense. Sal's got a Bobby in a box, which is, I nearly bought her, yellow Happy Tails one with no Happy Tails. But she's got no hair and about 1 billion combs. Yeah. Nothing like rubbing it in.
You're rubbing salt into the wound, isn't it?
The ones we have found in boxes, they seem to be a variety of boxes. There's UK bits, Italian bits, and US bits. Random accessories and things. It doesn't really make an awful lot of sense, so we think they just tried to make a little bit of extra.
What boxes tend to get used?
You see the princess boxes, both US and UK. Flutter boxes and Windy Wing, or possibly Summer Wing, because there's some flutter ponies that are included in this as well, where they've got no shell on the back. Sometimes have hair, sometimes don't have hair, sometimes have different hair, sometimes normal, but they also seem to be sold in the same weird ass. Nothing like, trying to help us with these things. And some of them have glow in the dark hair, which wasn't even a pony hair. The Moondreamers did have glow in the dark hair. I could compare it to the one Moondreamer I own, and it is a different colour, but I only have one Moondreamer, which apparently is a rare UK one. Yeah, I only ever had one.
So they sold these in the same places or same stores?
You could answer that better.
Yeah, they sold them, one I got, because I had a bunch new, but they were, you know, like the cheapy knockoff shops that sell everything, kind of like a Poundland type knockoff thing, away from Poundland existed. Yeah, you couldn't go into like a toy shop that actually sold real toys.
That's good.
Because they had a stack of them this high, like this whole thing.
Were they actually that high, or is it just you were a lot shorter?
Well, maybe, yeah. And I need all of these weird ponies. Yeah.
It might be a grey market thing because a lot of the shops like that, they get their stock in from China cheap. And so although China obviously do the official production for the proper products, you get bootleg things on the side. And this might have been like one of those things where, you know, they just put together all the bits and pieces and then were flogging them through this grey market.
Some of their decisions really don't make any sense. Has it been around that bit yet as well? Like, who thought that Princess Dawn's head on Princess Ruby's body would actually make any sense?
It's not a brilliant piece of case.
It's alright, I'm nearly done. I'm nearly done. I thought I better add some other variations that you get in there, like the Dutch ponies from 1995. We tend to include them under the Nirvana umbrella, even though they're still China, still European markets, but they are a little different. And they are variations on other ponies.
There's not many of them, right?
There's not many. There's like 9 adults.
But I mean, like, they didn't make it.
No, definitely not. You also get the German ones where you've got at least 3 sets that were only sort of German or Germany and Austria. Or the birth flowers, the alternate birth flowers as well. Still considered. But these are ones, again, Hong Kong, China, we still count. It gets complicated.
So were the alternate birth flowers considered like a sort of making like a collector pony the way the Italian collector ponies were, or they were just?
They were sold on cards.
Yeah. So, or they were just like
They were just like a birth flower. So, yeah. We do have mental cards for that. Did you have the US, the Scandinavian card or the Australian one?
the one that's this one.
Yeah.
The horizontal is
Yeah, the horizontal ones are certainly more mental cards of those ones, which the Scandinavian was stated.
Yeah, I think I understand.
Yeah, those are with green background. But the Australian version is the other way. I've seen one, but not any others. And then we have the ones that there will be ones we can't identify. There you go, Susie's in there. Those two pictured, we don't know anything.
And what's about your baby? These different poses?
Yeah, they're in different poses from normal. We only know one of each of those ones.
And we've had them for such a long time,
No, yeah.
that just makes it really hard.
I think I got mine in about 2003.
I got mine in 98,
Yeah.
99, so.
We both got them in unmarked auctions.
Yeah.
We're just, yeah.
Well, and so the Italian collector ponies, you know, all the vintages and things, were those actually made to be for collectors, or they just decided to make?
The Italian ones in collectors.
Yeah, all the not like the fancy ones, like the vintages.
I think they were just sold for.
Like regular,
Yeah, I
like
think
smaller.
somewhere on here I've got a picture. It's a catalogue picture, so they were in a box, and they were sold in just a box, and you take one out and you go and pay for it rather than coming in individually packaged.
I thought it was like less collector-y.
Yeah, it's a bit.
Value.
It's a bit like you get the cheap toys and the you know, the cheap. I really want to use the example in my hometown, which is called the scoops. And we used to go in and they just have boxes and take a toy out and pay for it. I'm pretty sure that's how you get comics figures. Yeah, but some of them we don't know, some of them we probably won't ever know about. Sometimes it's just best guess. No, as long as we don't have any
Reverse
guests.
Gusty was one of the unidentified for a long time, and I think there's a room going on that she might actually be from Scandinavia.
What, reverse Gusty?
Yeah.
I don't think she's from Scandinavia. There is green-eyed Gusty
Yeah.
in Scandinavia. I think that's probably where it comes
Yeah.
from, because she does have green eyes. I don't think any have been found there.
No.
I think 2 have been found in the US and 1 in the UK. The ones we
The
think
very
we know are
few.
legitimate. So I don't think Scandinavia is likely. Beyond that, I think, yeah. There we go. End slideshow.